Hello, God bless you, and welcome to the Joyful Jazz Show. I'm your host, Dr. Alvin McKinney, also known as the Prime Minister of Joyful Jazz, and I'm back after a 3-week hiatus. Just know that the Lord has blessed me tremendously, and I'm now living in the city of San Pedro, by God's grace. And today our special guest is Miss Laura Dickinson. She is a world-class talent, vocalist, vocal director, voiceover artist, among many other things. And we're going to bring up shortly. But first of all, a quick word of prayer. Gracious, blessed divine Heavenly Father, holy Lord God Almighty. Lord, this day we give you honor, we give you glory, and we give you praise. Thank you once again, Lord, for the opportunity to be here. I pray that this show will be a blessing to all of the listeners. As you would have your blessed divine will in Christ's holy name, amen. Once again, in case you're just tuning in, you are listening to the Joyful Jazz Show. And I'm your host, Dr. Alvin McKinney, also known as the Prime Minister of Joyful Jazz. Once again, on board, Brother LeRon. Good to see you, boss. How you doing?
Doing all right about you?
All right. Getting ready for to go fly to Dubai in a few days. So keep me in your prayers, all right?
All right, all right.
Now, first of all, I'd like to a quick thank you to Mr. Herb Hudson, Mr. Johnny Morris, my Uncle Johnny here, and also Mrs. Crystal Wells. Thank you all for your support of the Joyful Jazz Show. And we're going to start out by playing one of the tracks from the CD entitled One for My Baby to Frank Sinatra with Love by our very special guest, Miss Laura Dickinson. And this track is called How About You, arranged by Mr. Willie Morillo. And then you're going to love this. This is a great track. Big band stuff.
In June. How about you? I like a Gershwin tune. How about you? I love a fireside when a storm is due. I like potato chips, moonlight, motor trips. How about you? I'm mad about good books. Get my fill, and James Durante's looks give me a thrill. Holding hands in the movie show when all the lights are low may not be new, but I like it. How about you? I like New York in June. How about you? Gershwin tune. How about you? I love a fireside when a star is due. I like potato chips, moonlight, and motor trips. How about you? I'm mad about good books. I can't get my fill. And Greta Garbo's looks give me a thrill. Holding hands in the movie show when all the lights are low may not be new, but I like it. How about you? About you.
Yes, sir. It doesn't get any better than that. Once again, the track is called How About You, arranged by Willie Murillo. So now, having said that, Miss Laura Dickinson, welcome to the Joyful Jazz Show.
Thank you so much. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling much better now.
Good. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, wow, that track just gave me a boost of energy that I truly needed.
I am so glad.
Let's first, before we get into your music, let's start here. First of all, how did you get into music? Oh, what age did you start
I
singing?
had no choice. I came right out of the womb. My mother is a singer. So is my father.
Okay.
My father is actually a professional Elvis impersonator, believe
No
it or
kidding.
not. At one point, he always had a band growing up. I always had music around me. My mother is also a classical pianist and plays classical guitar.
Aha.
So, and the piano I learned to play on has my teeth marks on it from being a baby and teething on the piano and trying to crawl up and play. So
Oh, my goodness.
I always was singing ever since I could remember.
So we have a lot in common.
Yep.
That's wonderful. So now, Tamar, you told me that you dropped out of high school.
I am a high school dropout.
Tell me about that. Now, how did that happen?
Well, I was in my sophomore year of high school. It was probably around January. And I got cast as the lead in Man of La Mancha.
Okay.
As Aldonza. And I went home and told my parents and said, I got the lead. And they said, you can't do it. I said, fine, I'm not going back to school. And I dropped out. I actually homeschooled for the last part of my sophomore year, and then I took a high school proficiency exam
All right.
and got my degree equivalent and enrolled in college right away at age 16. So I was 15 when I graduated-ish with my certificate, and then 16 I just started in college, and I started working at Disneyland.
All right.
My first job for the Disney company was as a Jungle Cruise skipper. Remember that ride in Adventureland? Where you
Yes.
go on the safari in the boats?
Yes.
I was telling jokes, going around the river all day.
Wow. Very cool. Now, you missed something, and here's why I asked this question. And it's for all of your followers and listeners, the Joyful Jazz is not just a music show, it's or just strictly for entertainment, but it's also a spiritual show. And the Lord told me about a year and a half ago to invite artists of all faiths of light, not just Christian artists, in all music genres. So I've had Jewish people on the show, I've had East Indian people on the show, Buddhist on the show, New Age artists on the show,
Guess what you got today?
Jehovah's Witness.
I was raised as one of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. So I wanted you to share that because for your followers, being a minister, but also a prophet, a spiritual person, my responsibility or charge is to help people find God in one way or another. How they choose, what door is up to them. But if they ask me personally, then I will tell them. I'm Christ and Christ alone. But I know that there are other faith walks and other religions that are out there, and I respect them all. So please share from that perspective now. Now
What do you wanna know?
Open that can of worms. To my understanding, I'll start here. And I have a cousin who's a Jehovah's Witness. To my understanding, Jehovah's Witnesses do not celebrate birthdays,
Correct?
things of that nature.
Correct.
So you
No
kind of fit-
holidays.
and no holidays either.
No, because most of them have pagan origins. So I grew up not celebrating birthdays or Christmas or anything, and I didn't, it's like you don't miss what you don't have.
Well, you look great for how old you are. And I'm not going to ask. I'm raised down south. I know better.
You want to know how much I weigh, too? I already told you how much I weigh earlier, too.
I'm not going to touch that either.
Well, it's public information. Someone put it on my Wikipedia page. And I said, thanks a lot. I'm 36, and I just had my very first birthday party on September 23rd. I had my 17-piece big band. I played at Herb Alpert's Vibrato Grill Jazz Club, which is
September what now?
23rd.
23rd, okay.
The first day of autumn sometimes,
Very
and it
cool.
sometimes falls on Yom Kippur.
Okay.
So I learned to say good Yontif and everything. So it's like you don't have it, so you didn't miss it. And my parents were so generous to me. We celebrated their anniversary. They were always giving us presents and showering us with gifts. And they invested a lot of money in my dance training and my piano training, vocal training. But I got most of it at home because my mother and my father were both singers and musicians. My
Right.
dad was actually an excellent banjo player and rhythm guitar player.
Okay.
So,
String man.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but that part of the religious upbringing, I'm very glad that I was raised that way because it gave me some public speaking ability. Sometimes I still get nervous, but
I can't believe that with your resume.
thank you. Well, a lot of artists are sensitive, shy people, but whatever. That's
Shy.
a whole nother radio show. So
Okay.
I was, having to go door knocking as a child, the door-to-door ministry,
Right,
and just encouraging Bible reading. A lot of people think they're out to convert people, but it's really just, spreading the word and
Yeah.
encouraging Bible reading. So doing that at a young age, knocking on strangers' doors, it makes you see a lot of things and have good experiences and meet a lot of different people from a lot of different walks of life and different faiths. So,
Yes, different
but that was
perspectives.
part of my, I don't want to say my reason for dropping out of high school, but I wanted to perform. I wanted to sing. I wanted to do drama and choir and cheerleading, and I wanted to do it all. And I couldn't.
She's got it bad.
I couldn't because we went to the Kingdom Hall 3 days a week, and that would conflict with going to, our spiritual meetings. So it was always kind of like a thing where I wanted to perform and I couldn't, so I said, fine. I was a little rebellious, and I'm not going back to school, but my parents were very supportive, and it was really nice looking back on it now to be homeschooled for that little bit of time. I am the hugest fan of homeschool and learning at your own pace and spending more time with your family, and
Yes.
we talked about the school system earlier, so
Yes.
yeah, I feel grateful and blessed, and everything worked its way out because I'm here with you now.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's so much in my mind that I want to ask you or talk to you about.
Okay.
But first of all, congratulations on a very successful career to date,
Thank you very
even
much.
as you're moving forward. And I love your CD. And that's why, since you're not you're going to sing track 1 a little bit later on.
I will.
I said this track 9 would be a great song to open up with. But I love the entire CD.
Thank you.
And I just see excellence in everything that you do.
Thank you.
Your website, which is phenomenal.
Thank you.
The entire CD, which is a phenomenal project, and I'm praying for you that the Lord will bless you with that goal.
So nice. Thank you.
You have 3, maybe 4 submissions this year for Grammy.
We were submitted for Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album, which, if you are unfamiliar with the traditional pop category, it's where people like Barbra Streisand and Johnny Mathis, Tony Bennett, Josh Groban, Barry Manilow,
Ooh.
those types
all
of
heavy hitters.
Yeah, and there were 52 entries in my category this year, but I'm really proud of my record, and I've gotten so much amazing feedback on it. It was really an enlightening experience, and I got to meet so many people, and some of them are now my dearest friends. And you just spend all of this time during voting season listening to everyone's submissions, and all of the independent artists usually support each other. It was a pretty magical time in my life. So traditional pop is the Great American Songbook and Broadway, pretty much.
Okay.
So Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album, Best New Artist, 4 of our arrangements, engineering, and recording package, because I released it on double LP vinyl.
Oh, very nice.
I sent in the huge box of vinyls to the Recording Academy. I said, here you go for your consideration, because they ask you what kind of format you want to submit it in. And I said, I pick vinyl. It was mastered specifically. The man that mastered my album, his name is Doug Sachs, may he rest in peace, and he's mastered some of the best albums of all time. He mastered Dark Side of the Moon. He has an extensive list of mastering credits, and the album was mastered specifically for iTunes, specifically for compact disc, and specifically for vinyl, all 3 different formats.
So that I know that I heard you, but sometimes my brain acts like a PC talking to a Mac. I know I heard you say something I didn't quite get it, but I want to make sure that I understand it in my own way. Each mastering process is different.
Correct. Each medium.
Thank you. Each medium.
Because the way your music is going, and I didn't grow up with vinyl, so I had no idea about the glory that is that medium.
Yes.
It's
yes.
really remarkable. I was living with this music and creating it. I produced my record myself, so it was a lot of hours, and I really knew it inside and out. But then when I heard it on vinyl, it had this life.
It came to life.
And it sounds so amazing.
Yeah.
Humbly, I say that. But the vinyl is where it's at, folks. It really is. So, yeah, you can hear the differences in all of them. The digital for iTunes, the actual disc, and the I can hear the differences. It's a good study.
Just briefly, how does each, I'm trying to say, how do they sound differently, each?
It's just richer and warmer on the vinyl. The clarity of the different instruments in a 17-piece big band, you know. You have 5 saxes, 4 trombones, and 4 trumpets. I had full rhythm section plus guitar. And there are a lot of string on string tracks, so big band plus strings. And it's just, to me, to my ears, the sections are more defined. It has a richer, warmer, round sound. And I get a special feeling when I drop the needle.
Well, I'll tell you what. I want you to know this so you can appreciate that. I appreciate what you've done.
Thank you.
I'm classically trained. Studied for 12 years, and by God's grace, actually won a woodwind concerto competition. Playing the Rhapsody for alto saxophone by Claude Debussy, and I've also performed the Craftsman concerto for alto saxophone.
Debussy's my favorite composer.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah, classical.
Yes. But also, I've been playing jazz for quite some time. I mean, I saw one of the names that Sammy Nestico arrangements.
Of course.
I grew up playing Sammy Nestico.
He's the man.
Exactly. So I need you to understand that having been through the big band in my training, high school, actually junior high through college, and also having taught jazz styles as a graduate assistant at the University of Memphis, at the University of Michigan, up in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I appreciate that music. Also having been a string teacher as well as a band director for LA Unified School District. I hear everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
And I get it. And it's all wonderful. Now, my hardest part, you have so many wonderful tracks. The entire CD is incredible.
He likes it.
LaRon will tell you that I usually play one ballad. And and here's why. I try to keep the energy up. But the entire CD is so tastefully done, I don't know what to play next. But since you brought up the strings, I would like to play. Question: was strings on My Funny Valentine or Come Fly With Me?
Come Fly With Me, I think I'm going to sing later, and we have strings on that. My Funny Valentine is electric bass, stacked chordal 6-string, and 5-string only.
One for my baby.
One for My Baby is piano and vocal only.
Okay. Which one has the strings on it?
There's a good one with an actual violin solo all the way, I think is track 4. Is it 14? I think. I don't know.
Right.
I don't want to.
That's okay.
But it starts with the strings and it has the.
Okay. I've listened to so many different tracks on here that I'm now all confused in my head. I just know them when I hear them. So let's play track 14. And what's the name of that track called?
All the Way.
All the
It's
Way.
either 14 or 13. I'm going to guess 14 first.
All right. Oh, I remember that now. That's one of the classics.
It is one of the classics.
Yes.
Stand by.
Once again, you're listening to the Jumper Jazz Show, and our guest today is Miss Laura Dickinson.
When somebody loves you, it's no good unless he loves you. All the way, happy to be near you when you need someone to cheer you. Taller than the tall it's real. When somebody needs you, it's no good unless he needs you. All the way through the good or lean years, and for all the in-between years, come what may. Who knows where the road will lead us? Only a fool would say. But if you let me love you, it's for sure I'm gonna love you all the way, all the Who knows where the road will lead us? Only a fool would say. But if you let me love you, it's for sure I'm gonna love you all the
Once again, that was a beautiful rendition, artistically done from start to finish, all the way, arranged by James A. McMillan. Beautiful ballad and a classic.
Thank you.
So,
James McMillan plays the trombone, just like Nelson Riddle played the trombone.
okay.
Just saying.
Well, kudos to Mr. James McMillan. Very tastefully done. Let's talk about this a little bit. Tell me about your Disneyland experience. Now, you started a little bit earlier, but I want to go back and catch something else earlier.
When I was younger, I wanted to be a dancer in the parades at Disneyland. That's all I wanted to do when I grew up. I used to write letters to the parks when I think I was like 13 or 14, still studying, taking dance class 5 days a week. And I would write into the casting directors and say, I really want to dance in the parades. And they would write back, you're a little too young. And just, it was so sweet. They actually responded, though, and said, just take some classes and do musical theater and build up your resume. But I kept auditioning for the parades, and I never got in. And when I was 16, I went into the casting center in Anaheim. I said, I really want to dance in the parades. And they said, we don't have any auditions right now, and you're a little too young. And I was 16, and I didn't need a work permit because I had my high school proficiency certificate. Although they didn't ask me my age. I looked pretty old at that time. They called me 6 months later, like, actually, you're not 18. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I have my proficiency exam certificate. It's fine. So, long story boring. They said, we don't have any auditions right now or any openings in the parade, so would you like to work in attractions? I said, yes, absolutely. And my very first job was as a Jungle Cruise skipper, telling jokes, going around the river. I worked in the Enchanted Tiki Room. I worked at the Country Bear Playhouse. I worked at Circle Vision.
Okay.
I worked at Storybook Land, sitting on the back of little boats, giving the little tour. And it was fun. I did that for 2 years. And all the while, you know, going to college and doing musicals in town, professional theater. Did my very first professional paid musical when I was 17 years old. And then when I was 20 years old, I decided I wanted to do music full time, and that was when I had my last day job. But in
Hallelujah.
I know, right? In 2001, I auditioned for a show at Disney California Adventure, and I got in, and I actually performed at the parks, and they sent me to Tokyo to sing one song, and it was a lot of fun. I did a lot of special events for them, corporate events, industrials. I sang on top of Sleeping Beauty Castle for New Year's Eve one year.
Very cool.
It was an incredible experience. It was better than any college or any training I could ever have, doing 6 shows a day for hundreds of thousands of people over the course of 7 years. I worked there from 2001 to 2008, and in 2006 I was hired to do my very first television animation show for the Disney Channel.
Okay, and it was called?
It was called The Emperor's New School.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
and that
cool.
spawned my whole career at Disney Channel, and now I'm a vocal director for them in addition to my session singing work and voice acting.
What an amazing career.
Thank you.
I tell you, I love your energy, and I can see you doing jokes. I just see you comfortable. There's just so much energy that comes out of you.
Thank you.
You-
I'm very
it-
conscious of that.
you-
I want to help people and be
Yeah.
inspiring.
You're full
and
of
happy.
life.
Thank you.
Now, different people, they call it different things, but I see the love of God in you and the joy, because you really enjoy doing what you're doing, and it's like it's perpetual. I'll put it that way.
There's something to be said about doing what you love and what inspires you and what you feel you're really passionate about. You know this.
Oh, yes. And I'm working to get there, step by step. Oh, by the way, if you'd love to speak to Miss Laura Dickinson, please call Roscoe's Media Studio at area code 323-965-1600. Once again, 323-965-1600. And that will put you directly here in Studio A at Roscoe's Media Center. Let's play another track.
All
Is that
right.
all right? There's so much good stuff on here. We're going to kind of fly by, because I'm just being flexible today.
Okay.
Let's just see how it turns out. I like to play, track 3. Love is the Tender Trap.
It's one of my favorites.
This is track 3. Once again, everyone.
This is Jim McMillan's arrangement.
Okay.
Also, same arranger as the last track. And I asked him, I sang the horn parts to him over the phone at the salon one day. I
Okay.
said, this is how I want it to go, and I want you to do it as if Tower of Power was playing it.
That makes sense. Now I can really appreciate that.
See?
All right, here we go. Once again, Love is the Tender Trap.
You see a pair of laughing eyes, and suddenly you're sighing sighs. You're thinking nothing's wrong, you string along, boy, then snap. Those eyes, they're part of the tender trap. You're hand in hand beneath the trees, and soon there's music in the breeze. You're acting kinda smart until your heart just goes whap. Those trees that breeze, they're part of the tender trap. Some starry night, when her kisses make you tingle, she'll hold you tight, and you'll hate yourself for being single. And all at once it seems so nice. The folks are throwing shoes and rice. You hurry to a spot that's just a dot on the map. You're hooked, you're cooked, you're caught in the tender trap. Some starry night, when her kisses make you tingle, she'll hold you tight, and you'll hate yourself for being single. And all at once it seems so nice. The folks are throwing shoes and rice. You hurry to a spot that's just a dot on the map.
That's how you do it. Your voice has many components to it, but you make them all sound as one. It's like right near the end, out of the middle of nowhere, wow! You show some signs of power, but there's so much control as far as pitch, dynamic, and expression.
Thank you.
I would call you the complete artist.
Oh,
It's the full package.
thank you, Doctor.
Yes, I want to thank you for coming and being a guest on the Joyful Jazz Show.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about the movie Pitch Perfect.
Okay.
How did that come about, and what did you do?
Well, we were talking about perfect pitch earlier, and it was my good fortune to meet a man who goes by the name of Deke Sharon.
Okay.
And he's known as the father of a cappella. He is the be-all, end-all, and has spearheaded this a cappella movement. And when I was working at the Disneyland Resort in 2001, they created a 6-part a cappella group. 3 men, 3 women, vocal bass, vocal percussionist, beatboxing, also sang baritone, tenor, alto, mezzo-soprano, and soprano. And I auditioned, and I got in. I was really young and green, and there were some incredible talents in that group that got hired. There was 4 per part, so there was about 24 of us in that first round. And it was one of the most magical experiences of my life because were thrown into a band. It's like they put together these 4 different bands. You know, we all got to sing together and we became very close. Some of those people that sang that group with me are still my best friends to this day, almost 15 years later. So I met Deke, and I was originally hired as a sub. There were people in the group like Eden Espinosa and Teron Brooks and Melanie Collins, people that have gone on to do Broadway and film and television, and really great group of people. And Deke remembered me for all these years, and we became close and colleagues, and he asked me to come and sing on this film in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and we knew nothing about it. And just like, hey, can you show up? We're doing this movie about a cappella groups. And myself and another very incredibly talented, literally probably one of the best female singers in the entire world, her name is Candace Helfand Rogers.
Okay.
She and I went to Baton Rouge with Deke and another a cappella legend, his name is Ed Boyer, and we recorded a bunch of the soundtrack. Pretty much every female note in the soundtrack of the first Pitch Perfect movie, I had some sort of part to sing on. Like Candace layered 3 parts, and I layered 3 parts, and then Deke and Ed and a bunch of other singers, we created this foundation, and then they layered over top of it the actresses singing and doing their solos, and then them singing the background parts, because if you listen to the film, the a cappella groups that sing, there's no instruments. It's all vocal. It's a really awesome soundtrack. And Pitch Perfect 2 was on the Grammy ballot for consideration this year also, which I also had a small part in. So it was 2 really long sessions, all day long, for 2 days in an abandoned federal building that was created, makeshift studio. Sounded excellent, but it was kind of weird in this like abandoned building. And we just sang all day for 2 days, and then went back, flew back again about a month later to do more, and the movie came out and was a huge success. I have a platinum record on my wall from the soundtrack.
Awesome.
It was really
Congratulations.
successful. Thank you. I was really, really lucky to get that call. And I was lucky to get the call for the second movie. And I was lucky to get the call for something else that's coming out that I can't talk about yet. I'll get right back to you on it, though.
All right.
As soon as I get the green light, you would be so surprised with the Disney stuff and different shows. If you say something, it's gonna it explodes on Twitter, and I don't want to get anyone in trouble. And
no.
Anyways,
I understand.
just really excited about it.
Let's take a short commercial break
Okay.
from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with Miss Laura Dickinson. This is Pitbull Energy Drinks.
Are you a diabetic? Need some energy? Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink is the healthiest, best-tasting energy drink around. For more information and online ordering with free shipping, please visit hiphopbev.com. Remember, Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, suitable for diabetics, great for everyone.
All right, we're back. Once again, you're listening to the Joyful Jazz Show, and I'm your host, Dr. Alvin McKinney. And our special guest today is Miss Laura Dickinson, a phenomenal, gifted young lady, but true to form, to humility, but complete within herself. And I want to play another one of your tracks, and this is actually the title track, and it's called One for My Baby. Can we do that?
Yes, please.
It's a beautiful ballad, and it shows, once again, your entire range and your power. It features Mr. Vince, how did I say the last name?
Demura.
Demura, thank you.
Demura.
Also arranged by him, as well as Miss Dickinson.
Yes.
This is a beautiful ballad, once again. One for My Baby, the title track.
It's 2:45. There's no one in the place except you and me. So set 'em up, Joe. Got a little story I think you should know. We're drinking, my friend, to the end of a brief episode. Make it one for my baby and one more for the road. I got the routine, so I drop another nickel in the machine. I am feeling so bad. We should make the music easy and sad. I could tell you a lot, but you gotta be true to your code. Just make it one for my baby, one more for the road. You'd never know it, but buddy, I'm a kind of poet, and I got a lot of things to say. And when I'm gloomy, won't you listen to me till it's all talked away? Well, that's how it goes. And Joe, I know you're getting anxious too close. So thanks for the cheer. Hope you didn't mind my bending your ear. But this torch that I found, it must be drowned, or it's
That was One for My Baby, featuring our very special guest today, Miss Laura Dickinson. Miss Dickinson, who was the pianist on this?
His name is Vince DeMura.
Oh, that was him.
Mm-hmm. He teaches at Princeton. Remember I was telling you the way one of the paths that led me to get inspired for this album involved doing an actual Frank Sinatra musical review called My Way, a Tribute to Frank Sinatra. And the man that wrote the arrangements for this piece gets licensed throughout the country. I opened up his score and I saw this love letter to the music and just the way it was written, and I saw all the details and the music, and I said, I have to find this person and see who he is. And it turns out that he is an incredible pianist and usually plays the show live all over the country. And I commented on his rendition of Autumn Leaves on YouTube, which is probably my favorite version of the song to this day. And then he saw my videos on YouTube, and he commented, and we started messaging back and forth, and now he's one of my dearest friends. Yeah, he's a really special individual, very talented.
I tell you, you might have seen it. But sometimes it's hard for me to sit in this chair and being an artist, because being an artist, I so much appreciate and hear everything that's going on that I'm actually in the recording with you. And it was what I felt was such a special moment. People call them magical moments. They call them different things. I was in the zone. But you two connected and you played off of one another so delicately, but beautifully.
Thank you.
And I felt that he complimented you very much, and it just breathed through the entire thing, you know.
It was a very balanced kind of a dance.
Yes.
Because I would listen to what he would do and give him space, and he would listen to what it was.
That's what I heard.
Very, very romantic musically.
And I just needed a moment to just appreciate it, you know. Sometimes I have to pull myself back so that I can speak at the really back. But that was a very special rendition.
Thank you.
And I say that not measured, but out of respect for the artistry on both of your parts.
Thank you.
And the fact that you two were able to find a way to communicate, speak to one another, allow each other the space, and still express. And you got to catch it. Just beautiful.
Thank you. Oh, I trust your ears. Your musical knowledge is quite extensive, so I appreciate your kind words.
The Lord has blessed me, and I'm appreciative of, I would say, I'm going to kind of old school. I just turned 50. Organic, you know. There's so much processed stuff that's out now, and people call it music. But
yes.
I wasn't raised that way, so it's hard for me sometimes. I mean, it's one thing to be able to use it. But as you know, music goes back and forth like a swing, like a pendulum from time to time. For example, in classical music, we had classical music, and then we went through. Well, I'm not going to get into all of the genres and the eras, but the one that I'm getting to right now is called neoclassicism, and that was like a reaction to the avant-garde music. You know, they went too far out there and they lost the audience and the funding, and said, well, we have to do something. So they went to minimalism, and so I mean, there are just different eras and different periods. And music continues to transform in different ways in all music genres. R&B is not the same as what it was back in the 70s or the 80s, you know.
And we get a lot of pop music nowadays that's created on a computer, which is what it was really important to me to make this record with not only my favorite musicians in LA, but actual real artists. Every single person that played on my record really takes their craft seriously and has been doing it professionally for so long, and it's not it's not like you go to college for 4 or 8 or 12 years. This is like usually a lifelong commitment.
Yes, exactly.
You start studying when you're very young sometimes.
And I heard this in every musician. Everyone is refined, and they know well what they do. It's what they do. And you have put together a phenomenal project, a bunch of phenomenal artists in every area, not just just musicians. Kudos to all of them, by the way, and thank you for participating in this wonderful project. But also
thank you to the American Federation of Musicians, also the Musicians Union.
There you go. But also to the production. I mean, everything is just I don't want to use the word supreme, but they're the word that I'm trying to get to. Pristine.
Thank you.
Pristine is the word I'm trying to get to. And I just see excellence, and I hear excellence. I think that the musicians enjoyed being a part of this project.
We had a lot of fun.
I can feel it.
We had a lot of fun, especially we got into the studio at, started at 8 a.m. and the night before I totaled my car coming back from Palm Springs.
Wow.
It was one of my 3 near-death experiences where the cops saw the car and said, yeah, you probably should be dead. It was just mashed. But I got up and went to the studio with burns on my neck and no makeup and produced my record in almost one day. We did most of it in one day and it went so well and I was so happy that I decided to add more tracks and add another day of recording. So
Okay.
yeah.
So now how many tracks did you get done in the first day, out of curiosity?
I think we got done about 10.
That's a lot of
10
tracks.
because there were 3 tracks that I did separate from the orchestra sessions. My Funny Valentine with the stacked chordal, electric bass, and vocal. Vince DeMura with the piano and vocal. And then another track with just guitar and vocal. So those 3 we did separately. And then I added 2 more on a new session date because I wanted to bring in a film crew and show us recording it, the entire orchestra
I saw
together.
that. And they looked sharp. They were all wearing suits. I said, classy. I said, yeah.
Yeah, so we did Indian Summer that day, and we also
Yes.
did You're Getting to Be a Habit with Me, and I recorded a holiday single at the same time too.
You don't sleep much, do you?
Nope. I've had 3 near-death experiences, so I gotta get it all done as soon as I can. You never know what's gonna happen.
Wow. Let's play another track. And by the way, once again, if you're listening, we'd love to hear from you. Please call to the Roscoe Media Center Studios to speak with Miss Laura Dickinson. The number is area 323-965-1600. Again, 323-965-1600. We're going to play another track. Now, I'm trying to decide, what do I want to play next?
You want something peppy?
You know what? Before the show runs out, let's have you sing.
You want me to sing?
Yes!
All right.
Please bless us with Come Fly With Me.
All right.
Is that all right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it studio style, nice and just chill.
Chillax. Once again, this is Miss Laura Dickinson singing Come Fly With Me, arranged by Mr. James A. McMillan. Also for consideration for a Grammy this year.
Just give me it one more time. Worried about being sick. Take 2. Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru. In Llama Land, there's a one-man band and he'll toot his flute for you. Come fly with me, let's take off in the blue. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You'll be here, angels cheer, 'cause we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. You just say the words and we'll beat the birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly away. It's a great breaker on the drums. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll
a Falco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, we're leaving on a jet plane. Pack up your bags and then we're gonna fly.
Thank you for letting me start over. I've been sick for 3 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
And I wanted to sing just because one of my favorite weird things to do is to sing when I'm sick.
Is that right?
Because it's one of the things I've practiced, singing around your illnesses and stuff. So that doesn't mean I don't have medicine head. You know, one of the hardest things to do as a singer is memorizing lyrics. For me, at least. Anyways.
It's amazing that you would say that, because I'm looking at not just the 15 songs on this CD, but I'm also looking at your small track record.
Yeah.
The small Wikipedia here.
I've done, over the last 9 years, I've done, I think, 12 shows for Disney Channel.
And let's talk about Phineas and Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah. Now, how did you get to that?
It was the best job ever. Well, when I was singing at the Pageant of the Masters in Laguna Beach, I was sitting in the orchestra pit. I had just broken up with my fiance, looking miserable, and my chair was next to the guitar player, and he said, "What is wrong with you? You look miserable." We started talking. Today, he's one of my best friends, and he and I always joke that he discovered me, but he did. We were singing Fields of Gold, and it was kind of a duet with the guitar and the vocal, and then we had a 30-piece orchestra. And he said, "You should come to my studio and record this song with me." And I'm like, "Well, how much does it cost?" And still green. And he's like, "Don't worry about it. You sing a song for me, and I'll do the song for you." And the first song was Kronk for Hire on Emperor's New School. And I did it as a demo, and Disney liked it, and they gave me a contract, and the rest is history. And the same composer, his name is Danny Jacob. He is an excellent guitarist, composer, arranger. And he plays on I Only Have Eyes for You with me, and we wrote the arrangement together. And he is the composer of Phineas and Ferb and several other Disney Channel shows, and when he was bidding to work as the composer on Phineas and Ferb, he did 2 demos and asked me to sing with them with another great vocalist named Robbie Wyckoff. And they loved the demos, and they gave us contracts, and the rest is history.
Contracts are always good.
4 seasons of that show and over 80 episodes being a featured vocalist. I was very incredibly lucky. And for people that create these shows, they do a lot of stunt casting, which is where they'll have celebrities come in and do voices or sing. And for them to give sort of an unknown a chance, I just so grateful. Got really lucky.
Some people would say preparation meets opportunity. Do you feel that happened to you? Or
More now than ever. I was just thinking about that in the bathtub yesterday. Because all of these things that I've had to experience in my life, 3 near-death experiences, a tragic accident that left my hearing permanently damaged, being in the hospital, moving across the country, all these things and all of this experience in life and in my career has prepared me for anything. I can get through anything now. Divorce, you name it. I'm ready. Bring it on.
Well, we're gonna hold off on the divorce. We're gonna get you hitched.
Sorry.
No. We're gonna get you hitched, and we're gonna make sure you stay hitched.
All right. From your mouth to God's ears.
Amen. But to your ex-fiance, thank you for relieving her. She's free. There was a song that my wife talks about, a toast to the food that let me go. You remember that song?
Vaguely.
Okay, I can't remember, but anyway.
Here's to all the people that let me go in the past or something.
Something like this, like I toast to the food that let you go, and now you're mine. Something like that. So, toast. Anyway, I want to thank you for being on the Joyful Jazz Show. You've been a lovely guest.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy for you, and I'm very proud of you, young lady.
Thank you, Doctor.
And much continued success to you.
Thank
And I'll
you.
be praying for you.
Likewise.
I want to touch on this just a little bit. You are a lovely woman,
Thank you.
and you have how am I trying to say this? Sensuality about you. How do you deal with that out in the world, being a child of God?
Very carefully. I'm very picky.
Uh-huh.
And my heart is a fortress that not many people can get into.
What
I'm
if-
very careful with a lot of my dealings in that department. And the music business is a boys' club. And I can't even explain to you how many men will not give me a chance as a musician until they find some sort of romantic connection with me. And that is a struggle to deal with. It's a very delicate dance, but I just try and do everything as much as I can with grace and a good head on my shoulders and trusting my instincts and following my heart. Is that a good answer?
Yes. You are a wise woman.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
On the Kung Fu show, you have taken the pebble from my hand. Now time to leave the fortress. I saw that, and I wanted to address it because I believe that you are also a beacon of hope for other young ladies that are struggling out there. And unfortunately, the world is what it is. You know?
Are you doing joyfuljazzmatch.com? Are you have any eligible bachelors you want to send my way?
Let me pray about it and see what the Lord shows up. But just know that I have a very good sense of who you are and all the gifts that God has given me. Not just musically, but also in my own spirit, being a man, being a prophet, being a husband. And I see in my head what I believe that God would want for you. I don't have a face on him,
Okay.
but I know that he's very successful in his own right. I'll say that. He would not be intimidated by you, and he would be at least your equal and provide for you, and you would be very happy with that person. I'll put it that way. Amen.
I can't wait. Amen.
So now, having said that, I get to play at the wedding, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Bring all of your horns. I hope I can afford you.
We'll work it out. We'll work it out. Anyway, I want to thank you once again for being on the Joyful Jazz Show, and I also would like to conclude with one of your songs. So what should we play last? I'm going to let you choose this song. What would you like?
To go out with?
Yes.
The last song we should play is going to be track 13, I'm Gonna Live Till I Die, because I totaled my car the night before I recorded this song, and this actual vocal is my scratch track. A scratch is what you sing. You have just, you record your vocals for whatever, one take through, just so that the band hears what's going on.
Right.
And, you know, you maybe sometimes go back and re-record or fix things later, but this is actually my scratch track from that morning we left it. Because it was so like,
I like it.
I'm going to live till I die. I almost crashed my car, and I am going to live. So, yes, track 13.
All right. Once again, I'm going to live until I die, and we'll be right back. From the wonderful CD, One for My Baby, to Frank Sinatra with Love by Miss Laura Dickinson.
Till I die, I'm gonna live instead of cry. I'm gonna take the dawn and turn it upside down. I'm gonna live until I die. They're gonna say, what a gal. I'm gonna play for the sky. Ain't gonna miss a thing. I'm gonna have my fling. I'm gonna live until I die. The blues I lay low, I'll make them stay low. They'll never trail over my head. I'll be a devil till I am an angel, but until then, hallelujah, gonna dance, gonna fly. I'll take a chance, bright and high. Before my number's up, I'm gonna fill my cup. I'm gonna live until I die.
Once again, you've been listening to the Job for Just Show, and I'm your host, Dr. Alvin McKinney. I know that I've enjoyed all of this wonderful music, and also our very special guest today, Miss Laura Dickinson. So keep us in your prayers as we do the same for you, and just know that Christ loves you, and so do we here at Roscoe Music Center. I look forward to seeing you next week, by God's grace. Actually, I'll see you in 2 weeks because, thank you, Holy Spirit, I'll be leaving on the 10th to Dubai, so keep me in your prayers. See you next week.